Gia?
Keisha?
Are you there, Gia?
Yeah, you don't sound any different, but you're so much older.
I am. I'm quite a bit older, and no, not a bit wiser, though, really.
No, but
I'm
you seem younger than Holly still.
Holly's got some miles on her, but who knows where she was for these last 2 years, like
We
floating in
don't
the water,
know.
trying to
You're
look.
gonna have to. I don't. We probably don't want to dive in with Holly right away because that's sort of like the last
Yeah.
thing that happened. But
Okay. Yeah.
I need some help on the Holly topic, and since you
Oh
are a
gosh.
lifelong viewer, you can
Gia,
maybe fill me in.
cut it
No?
out, Gia. Let's not try to test my memory
All
right
right.
off
Well,
the bat.
I'll
Well,
have a sip of my cocktail, and
yeah,
we
first
can
we
change
should
the subject there.
explain and apologize. We should always start with an apology. I think we've established that, but
I just do that in general conversation. I apologize
yeah,
for
yeah. Instead of
whatever.
saying hi, I say I
Yeah, it's like I
apologize
just want to tell you I'm sorry
for what's about to
for
happen.
whatever. Yeah,
Just a blank. We could just have that printed on a t-shirt, I guess.
yeah,
Save a few words.
yeah.
Um, well, so we should say that we're having a cocktail to celebrate your return home. You were gone on a family outing
Yeah,
for
gone
a
for
little
about
while
a
there.
week. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
and your
tried,
birthday.
and my birthday happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I
Mhm.
had a birthday trip to Lowe's, bought a couple of hinges, and then had dinner with my brother and his
Was
fam
it
there.
different sort of trip to Lowe's? Like, did you wear a party hat or anything? Like, did
Well, I guess I had pants that fit well enough that my butt was not exposed. So that
well,
was my gift to the other customers at
but that's
Lowe's.
like a party for everyone else when your butt is exposed.
It's rare that I'm in Lowe's wearing pants that don't expose my butt. And I'm in Lowe's
Sure.
all the time, so,
Yeah, of course.
anyway.
Uh,
Anyway,
all
Gia,
right.
yeah,
Well,
so I went
okay.
to
Yeah.
Lowe's and had dinner, and my brother gave me a gift card to Lowe's, so it was
It's like
perfect,
gone
perfect
full
night.
circle. It's like the
Yeah.
snake eating its tail or something. I don't know.
Kind of, yeah, and now I'm
Yeah.
eating some fruit that I threw into my cocktail, which is
Now you
very
see,
strong. It's very strong.
if given the choice between fruit and alcohol, I have to just go with the alcohol because I'm trying to avoid, fructose. All
You can't even get through that bullshit you've
like
sold
every time I
yourself.
start explaining to people about the choices I'm making, it's like, well, I'm just having alcohol because I'm being low carb.
Oh, Gia. Well,
My diet's
I'm
been
using
reduced to gin.
yeah.
So,
Well, I have my fruit is my ice.
mm.
Yeah.
Did you make the little ice cube like put fruit in your ice tray kind of thing?
No, it's just
Oh, it's
frozen
just
fruit.
frozen fruit.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Oh.
right. And the string I have to say is very, very strong. I didn't have room to put any more of the like mixer in to make it
Is
less
this
strong.
your pomegranate
Yeah,
concoction still? Yeah.
it's my like Maine Western Maine cosmopolitan, which is really sort of an oxymoron, I think.
Western Maine Cosmopolitan. That's
It's like
funny.
a Western Maine hayseed or
Yeah, that's
something
like a
like that.
Lewiston martini or something like that.
Millinocket martini. These are Maine jokes, people.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something you can do with East Millinocket. That takes it even further, An
We're
East
just gonna
Millinocket aperitif.
we're just gonna get in trouble with the people of rural Maine.
We are the people of rural Maine.
I know.
Uh,
None of my dogs are really guard dogs, so I feel a little vulnerable here.
oh, yeah. Well, you
Mm.
used to have that dog that would just like open up a can of whoop ass, even though it was only
Mm.
like a pound.
Oh
Beanie?
yeah, yeah,
Beano? Beanie?
little Sabrina, yeah,
Phew, that
little
dog could
beaner,
hurt you. Yeah,
little Chihuahua, classic Chihuahua.
classic. Yeah, she was
Hmm.
classic. All right.
Oh yeah.
Um.
So anyway, here we are.
Anyway, yeah. So I was gone. I apologize. I was with family for a week, and
Mhm.
I was driven to drink during that week too. I was
Oh, I
like,
bet.
that's right. Now let's see liquor stores near me. Google. Yeah.
The Google's, like, reaching its hand out. I got this. You don't have to tell me what you're looking for."
I did. The first night there, I left the old man with the old man, which was kind of funny.
Oh,
And then
man.
I was like, I'll be right back. There's one right around the corner. Yeah.
And Jess, oh, poor
Yeah.
Rory was like, "Don't leave me, Gia."
And then the liquor store was not well equipped. Like they had plenty of liquor, but they didn't have ice and they didn't have
Uh-huh.
limes, and so I had
Of
to
the
hit the grocery
accoutrement.
store too. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I had that sense of freedom driving around in the car with my music
Ah.
blaring and
Oh,
like
boy. Oh,
yeah.
boy, Gia. Uh-huh.
Anyway, I did watch Hospital. I caught up over the weekend, so I did a bit of a marathon.
Mhm.
Some of it felt like a chore, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, a lot of it felt like a chore. I was planning on, like, sort of rewatching everything between
Mm,
yesterday and today, and I
mm.
couldn't get myself to do it. I thought, "I don't wanna watch some of these scenes again," you know?
Yeah, I question what they're doing in a few areas.
Yeah, I do too, Gia.
There's some stuff I'm enjoying, but
Yeah.
I don't understand the devotion to the Brit Cody storyline when we all know Brit's
Oh,
leaving.
and that was so excruciating because 'cause they're still, like, doing this weird sort of, like, unnecessary kind of, like, sparring or something, like
Yeah, that's supposed to be flirtatious, but just
yeah,
is
like, they're
annoying. Yeah.
fighting, the ultimate, like, intimacy.
Or
It was
yeah, the
so
ult don't use that icky, gross, sticky word,
that was
intimacy. It's like, ugh.
oh, I think I'm gonna do that more now that I'm
It's like
older.
it's like a word that's like s pages stuck together when you don't know what's making them stick together. It's like, that's
And
what
yet
that
you
word
do.
sounds like to me. It's like,
Oh.
ugh,
Oh, gee,
yucky.
gosh. Alright, well, never
Um,
mind then.
but yeah, there's no Zippo chemistry. All I can think is that
No.
they're building up to, like, the reason she's going to leave or something, like, maybe that's part of the
Mhm.
storyline is
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, and also, wasn't it sort of implied that maybe he was sniffing around her just to get to the whatever's in that deposit safety deposit box?
Right, like,
Yeah.
is he connected to Peter somehow? It seemed like he was interested in Faison somehow,
Yeah, it was
right?
all
Like, that
just
was his initial perking up, it's hearing who her
yeah.
father
I
was.
whatever they're trying to do, they're not
They're
succeeding, I don't
not
think.
succeeding,
It's not like
no.
the writing's not solid enough, and then, like, the chemistry isn't there, there's nothing it's all
Yeah,
falling
there's
flat,
nothing to hang on to there, yeah.
right?
As
Yeah.
much as I like Brit, it's still the
Yeah, I feel
storyline
like
is
they're just squandering our lovely Brit,
mhm,
which is a
in her
crime.
final days.
It's a crime, Gia.
It's a crying shame.
Yeah. Now, do you mind
So
if
that was
I
hard.
made
Yeah.
just, like, a brief note on I guess the last few episodes. Do you mind if I just recap a little bit going
No,
back?
I'll just drink while you're being boring.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so this was another thing that made me uneasy. It was when Bobby showed up in Florida. I just thought, what the
Yeah,
hell is she doing there? I mean,
yeah,
for one thing, you've got the kids and the serial killer loose in Port Charles. So why
right.
not take another close relative away? And then it
Yeah.
just seemed so weird, the two of them having their conversation, and then even weirder and made me very
She
uneasy
and Drew,
when
yeah,
she's in Drew's room. It's like something about being in
yeah.
some dude's hotel room, and, Bobby's like an old slut, so I was just like, "Oh, this could go sideways in a
And, she
hurry."
could barely walk, her shapewear was so snug, like
Shapewear. Yeah.
I don't know, it was just the whole
I'm gonna
thing was
have to get
weird, like,
some
"Hi, I'm
shapewear.
just showing up at your hotel," it was
Yeah,
like,
it
"Oh."
was
Yeah,
very
it was
that was just
bizarre.
stupid, and then she sort of vanishes, right? Like, I don't
I
know,
guess, just
did
has her
she
night
go
in the
home
hotel
or is she,
room
like,
and
hooking up with someone local? She probably has some old Johns around there.
wow, you're really You're really running Bobby down, man.
I'm
What'd
drunk.
Bobby do
Yeah,
to you?
trying to explain
Like
how strong
two
my drink
sips and
is.
the yeah.
I'm
Okay, so
immediately drunk. So there was
yeah,
that.
that was bizarre. Yep, I
Yeah, so
agree.
that was like last week. And then Monday we had Carly and Peyton, which was another sort of like
Yeah. How'd you
I
feel
mean,
about that scene?
I I didn't care for it as much as it felt like it was I don't know. It was just sort of inserted there. There wasn't enough before or after that to give it any real, context, I
I
thought.
didn't find it believable. I thought,
Yeah.
if somebody's as nasty as that woman
Mhm.
was
Just turning on a
supposed to
dime.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, turning on a dime and suddenly being understanding,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I felt
We
like
could have used, like, one more scene, I guess, before that to maybe help explain her transformation, if
yeah,
it's a genuine transformation or maybe it's not, but I don't know, it felt like there was supposed to be so much significance to that, and
the
then
whole Jacksonville thing was supposed to be this huge magical thing,
yeah.
and it just wasn't.
You don't think
Um,
the Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce is celebrating all of
well,
this?
first of all, so obviously, I mean, I don't want to take us all the way to today or
Yeah,
yesterday,
but
whenever
yeah,
the
yeah, I
the
know.
beach stuff. So obviously not a
I
Florida
know.
beach
Do you have, like, those sort
like
of cliffs
California.
in Florida?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I
And
mean,
are any beaches in Florida kinda deserted and sort of the
not
growth
probably
in
not unless
there's
they're cleared for a movie or
yeah,
something.
it wasn't the most attractive beach setting, really.
No, I don't know. I was all
You
right
know,
with
parts
it,
of it,
but
like all the scrub and everything looked kinda dry, which, would make sense in California, but also
yeah.
what was annoying to me was, like, the strong wind was, like,
Well, that
getting in
that
the
brings me
way.
to what I
The
looked up
choice.
this week.
Oh. Oh, no. I didn't mean to walk into that. I apologize, America.
Well, because here's the thing. The
Yeah.
scene, and I don't know if it was today, I think it was Friday. But so they're trying to have this heartfelt scene, and it's this big visual. It's just the optics,
Yeah.
on the beach, and he's in the white linen shirt, and she's in
Yeah.
the big fuchsia gown, but her hair was
Mhm.
driving me insane, and I feel like they could have written in
A ponytail.
any normal person would be like, "Hang on a sec, my hair is driving me nuts,"
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
would have like pulled a hairband out of their
Mhm.
bag or
Yeah.
their bra
Yeah.
or something, a
Uh-huh.
barrette, something. Or they
Something.
could have made a cute scene of him pulling a like handkerchief out of his
Kinda
pocket and they could have tied her hair back together or something.
Uh-huh.
But instead they stand there like idiots talking to each other while her hair is like,
Was whipping around her face, I know.
yeah.
That was and I guess, once you've decided, "Alright, we're gonna film outside," even if the wind is, like, suddenly 50 miles an hour, maybe it's too late to, like, scrap it and go back inside, but, yeah, I think she definitely could've put her hair back, and also the sun was in her eyes, and I was starting to, like my eyes were squinting, like, on sympathy,
Yeah.
it's like
They were like, "We are not leaving this outside setting. We have paid to have this beach cleared." Yeah.
and it just
But
felt like a
yeah.
weird sort of semi-retro, very soap opera kind of a
Yeah, it was
setting.
classic soap opera, and, the
Yeah.
music was all, like,
Yeah,
magical and,
yeah, yeah. It just
uh,
didn't I don't know, it seemed like I don't know. It didn't work for me once again. I don't know.
it didn't work, and it was endless. It was like they
Yeah.
kept returning to them on the beach, and they were so
And they weren't
boring.
I know they weren't saying anything, and I think part of it was, just all of those distractions of the environment, but it just like the other lines weren't really that fantastic, you know?
No, they were like, "I like us," and I was like, "Well, it's a good thing because
That makes 2 of you.
you're the only ones." Um, but it got me wondering about, the history of hairspray.
No, no. Oh,
Yeah.
now I'm gonna have to drink while you talk, and I don't
Yeah,
know how much more I can
so
handle.
well,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So early on, pre-Victorian times, women apparently used all kinds of gross things in their hair, like
Thinking like fat.
grease and wax and that sort of thing. And
Mm,
then in Victorian times,
yeah.
grease, sap, they used to use sap. Something came along known as bandoline, and it was sort of a pre-hairspray. So let's see. Bandoline was a liquid made of watered down tree gum with a few teaspoons of rum and a dash or two of fragrances such as essence of almonds or rose oil that was applied to
Mm,
the hair to make it sticky, so it
uh-huh.
kept things in place, you
Eesh.
know.
Uh-huh.
Uh
Weird.
Bandoline. Yeah.
Weird.
And let's
Just
see. Then we had
just
like flappers.
oh god, it's just gonna go on forever, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll skip over flappers. Okay. So hairspray more as we know it was
Mhm.
actually sprung out of World War II technology.
I know you want me to say, "Huh," but I
No,
just
I'm just
can't.
reading ahead. So, okay, in 1943, the US Army developed aerosol cans so they could spray insecticides and kill bugs in the Asian jungles.
Mhm.
Pressurized cans made with fluorocarbons meant that the spray could be powerful, consistent, easily aimed, but not super great for the ozone layer. Anyway, so after the war,
Uh-huh.
they looked for new, what else could they do with this aerosol can technology? And so they came up with spray net.
Okay.
Spray net, okay.
Thanks, Gia.
Um, and so it was originally Helene Curtis. I feel like I even know
Mhm.
that name,
Yeah,
Helene
yeah,
Curtis Company.
sure. Mhm.
Sounds kind of that started out as the National Mineral Company, which
Mhm.
doesn't sound very sexy. So Helene Curtis sounds better. They were the first ones to use the cans. Blah blah.
I'm
Uh,
giving you about 1 minute to wrap this up,
well,
Gia.
anyway, the '60s sort of undid it because got more hair got more natural.
Well,
But
it
came
does sort of beg the question, why do people need to secure their hair with some sort of chemical, you know?
um well, just styles of the time, but it allowed for things like beehives.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
and then anyway, the '80s brought things back, but they had to get rid of the aerosol cans
Right.
because,
Yeah.
punk styles and like the big
Yeah.
hair, like, and I know you probably had. Do you remember that sort of style where you'd have the bangs in the front, like up like a big claw? I think they called it the claw.
I did not have that. No.
I bet you had friends that had it.
I don't think so.
Oh, come
First of all, I
on. You know
didn't
what I'm
have a lot
talking
of
about? Like
friends.
where your bangs kind of went straight up?
I don't think
Anyway,
any of us were using hairspray in high school. No.
what? Well, you were using gels and things or
I
something?
don't think anything. I don't know. Maybe some people were using like a mousse. That was when mousse
Mousse
kind of
was
came
huge in
out,
the
right?
80s. Yeah, mousse
Yeah.
was huge
Can
in the
we
80s.
get off of this, please?
I guess so. But anyway, you could tell like today that Carly's hair was like sprayed with like 80 cans of something, but it was still, she had helmet head except for the hair around her face. It was still like escaping. But
Yeah, yeah, that was just yeah, that was silly. That was very
I just thought
silly.
bad call on,
Mhm.
I don't know what, wardrobe or hair and makeup. Like they could have worked it out with a hat or I
They
don't
couldn't
know. They could have.
they coulda had some sort of, like, little shelter or something. I mean, finally, they were, like, under a tree, but, it was, like,
Yeah,
too
yeah,
late.
moved him out of that just like
Yeah.
was there a hurricane? Maybe it was filmed during Ian.
Probably, but they were still in California, so I
Oh,
don't
that's
think
right. I
they got
thought they
hit
were in
that hard.
Jacksonville for just a moment. Oh.
You were transported so thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Uh,
Alright, well,
okay, that
thank
that was
you.
all I looked up, so I'm all done, but it's kinda interesting.
Yeah, and once again, apologies across the board, America.
I like to use
Um,
these shows as just sort of a talking point for other topics.
well, if you
Mm.
decide you wanna maybe start your own podcast and
Feel free to exit
a
this
deep
one.
dive into topics that
It's
concern no one,
inane
you have
topics,
my blessing.
just stuff that wanders into my brain.
So next we have
Okay, yeah.
Lucy gets a necklace.
Mhm.
And that, of
Yeah,
course, led to all kinds of trouble for poor Lucy Coe.
it sounds like a children's book. Lucy gets a necklace.
Yeah. I did think it was cute how everybody was talking about how tough she was and how, you couldn't count her out and bet against her, and all of
Yeah, she
that.
she has been in a lot of scrapes in her day.
Yeah, yeah. And
Hijinks.
we've
Yeah.
been led to believe that she's crawled into some place, right?
Well, the whole time they were showing somebody crawling, that was Holly, wasn't it?
Well, it
It
seemed like
sure didn't look like Lucy.
no, it didn't really, but the setting where they showed that first person sort of like face down, in the sand, that didn't really look like that could have been like the lake by the Quartermains either. So I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
but it didn't look like Lucy's body.
No, it didn't. You're right. You're right. Maybe it
But
was a
maybe they have
stunt.
a double. Maybe she's
Mhm.
above lying face down in the muck.
Maybe. Yeah, yeah.
And they
She's
couldn't
been
find
at it
anybody
too
buff enough
long.
to fill in for her.
Right.
Um, yeah, so poor Lucy, and she was shot by somebody wearing that plaid jacket. I mean, are we supposed to believe that that film of Anna has had like
Mhm.
Anna's face added to it? But
Well, I'm
it was
afraid
somebody
some
Lucy knew, though.
right. Well, somebody or some of the noise online is saying that it's Anna's twin sister Alex
Right,
who
and why did
who
that
was
never come up in
killed,
the episode?
right? She was killed. I mean, I
I
don't I
think
don't
so, but nobody's ever dead.
well, I know, but it seems like it's too much if they're going to bring back Holly and then Alex. I mean, it's like you got to, choose your moments
There's a
carefully.
limit to
Like
the
four per
Phoenix,
year, I would
yeah,
say. At
rising from the dead.
most, and one of those should be Franco,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah, and if we're getting jettisoning people, then they can get rid of his cousin, that
And Mason.
Mason, Mason Jarhead.
Every
Um,
time he shows up, it's like, ugh, this again?
yeah,
And they're
and
not
he's just
advancing that at all, right? I mean,
no,
we don't get any new information. It's just they just have
just
to
that
kind of
lurking
remind
around,
us. Yeah, they just have to sort of like start over again because we've forgotten who that is.
and we don't care even once they remind us.
Mhm.
I
We
did
really
like when
don't
he said
care.
gobble gobble though. That was kind of funny.
Well, and also I think Maxie's guard or her bullshit detector was activated a little bit there, but
Finally,
yeah,
yeah,
but that would have happened immediately the first time she met that guy.
right,
She's too sharp to not
yeah.
smell a rat there.
Um, yeah, I immediately thought of Anna's twin to go back to that topic, and I thought, why
Mm.
is nobody mentioning that?
Yeah,
Because
well, because they think she's dead, and
yeah, but she's wily. They know that she was a wily
I know,
murderer,
I
and
know. But did
like
Anna shoot her? I don't remember. I don't
I
remember
can't
how.
remember either. Gosh, you
Yeah,
need to
that's
stop
just
drinking or something. I count on you to remember this stuff.
well, I've never come through for you even once, Gio. So
So
you
many
gotta
ways.
stop.
Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I was like, why is that not coming up?
But that wasn't even that interesting. It kind of felt
No,
like, "What?" So she's working with Victor, I guess, Alex. If it is Alex, that's the plan there. I don't know. That's not
there
very
was one
interesting to me.
line. Speaking of Victor,
Scotty had the best line.
oh, I was going to say Valentine. Valentine walked into Victor's room,
Oh,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
and Victor was watching something on his iPad or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah, uh-huh.
Valentine said, TED Talk on world domination. Thought
That's
that
a
was
good
very
line.
clever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a
All
good
right. What
line.
did Scotty say?
He said he would throw his drink in Victor's face, but he didn't wanna waste the good vodka.
Yep. Yep. So that answered the question about what kind of martinis. Although we don't know about Ava if she's a vodka martini person or not. But
No, and that's probably been established at some point, but we
it
might not have
probably
been
is. But
such
I'd like to
students of the
know.
martini at that point.
Yeah.
Um, but
Who's
Holly, I don't I
okay? Yeah.
Holly's
Let's get into this.
background
Who the hell is Holly, and why do we care?
Well, she goes way back, and she was good buddies with Luke and Robert, and I feel like she even had a relationship with Luke and then Robert. I don't remember the details
And
of that,
and
but
were she and Anna friends or enemies? Because Anna and Robert were
yeah, I know.
together
It's all very complicated, and I don't remember, like, where they were at the last moment, they were in the same country or whatever, but she's also isn't she Eth she's Ethan's mom. Wasn't Ethan
with,
Luke's
and he was
son?
Luke's son, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she
Okay.
did. Yeah, so there's all that. And I guess when Robert went off with Olivia, do you
I do
remember
vaguely
that?
remember that there was some woman
Yeah.
locked up that was Holly or something like that, but
Yeah.
then it got
So
dropped, and
I guess that was 2 years ago now. It doesn't feel like it was quite that
that's
long
what
ago,
they
but I guess it
said.
was.
I don't know, but
So
um,
anyway, but I don't know.
was she a beloved character? Do
I
we
would
love
say
her?
she was. Yeah, I think she had mostly. I don't think anybody didn't like her really, but yeah, she was a good
So she
character.
was like a wily sort of hijinks gal, along with all the like Luke, and like she was like a spy
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as obvious, I guess, but she was definitely sort of a sharp cookie. Yeah.
Okay, all
And,
right.
of course,
Yeah.
none of them are really very good at their jobs, so
No,
she's
they're
as
terrible.
competent as any of them, at getting things done.
Well, she seemed, I don't know if she is, but she seemed believably frail, and
Yeah.
like her voice was shaky even. I thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that was
Uh-huh.
how she always was, but I thought, oh, we have like quite the geriatric team going here. I guess that should be encouraging. But I mean,
For us.
Robert seems so old,
Yeah.
so very old,
Yeah. I
and they
know.
tease us with Robert and
Diane.
Diane flirting in her hotel
Mhm.
room, and then they
Yeah.
bring Holly in, and that's was
I know, that
pointless.
was kinda weird because I kinda thought,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that might work, Diane and Robert, why not?"
And
Right?
then and we don't know anything about Max. I feel like Max has just been erased.
Yeah, I can't
Um,
remember, I thought she did break up with him, but I can't
so he's
remember.
just gone
Or
because
no,
he's
that
not
was
in Sonny's
Epiphany.
orbit.
Epiphany broke up with her young fella.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought up Epiphany. So,
Yeah.
let's talk about anything we might have liked in the past week.
Oh, okay, okay, go ahead, you start.
I, believe it or not, liked the conversation between Epiphany and Marshall
And Marshall.
when she
Well, I
was
was
like
yeah,
freaking out over the MCATs, and
yeah, yeah. I can't
I
believe I'm
actually
gonna
thought
say
he
this,
was
Gia, but I was kinda
what?
there with you because he seemed like he was sorta truly supportive and
Yeah,
respectful,
yeah, yeah.
which was a nice contrast to, like, Drew telling
And
Carly,
Cody, and yeah,
yeah,
telling
all
the
these
people what
other
they
guys
think
sorta
and
giving their
grabbing them by
women
their arms.
permission to feel the
Yeah,
way they're feeling, It's like yeah.
yep, yep. And I liked her whole, like, I thought her explanation of, wishing she could stay back in the like things that you aspire to but you never do. It's always like then they're
Yeah.
like it's a possibility in your mind, and but it's unproven,
Mhm.
so it's still a
Mhm.
possibility all the time, as opposed to
Mhm. Right,
if you just
right.
fail at it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked how he was so, like when she kissed him, he was clearly sort of blown away, and I kinda like that too.
Yeah. Oh my god, do we like Marshall? Oh no.
I'm not ready to say that,
Is
but
it the cocktail talking? But
or just the fact that there are more mediocre men that have risen above him as crappy people,
that could
right?
be by comparison. But anyway,
Mm.
I also just
Anyway.
liked that we have a storyline about a character that's not
Mhm.
just their love life, it's like a
Right.
career choice,
Right.
and
Yep.
it's kind of
Yep.
serious, and
Yep.
I like
Yeah,
the
and it's
capers and the love
Epiphany.
stories too. But yeah, but it's Epiphany, and we're actually getting a storyline
Mhm.
um that's serious, that's kind of real, and
It's medically related.
yeah, so I liked that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I
Uh-huh.
find myself liking this new little family grouping of Sunny and Nina and Sasha
A
and
and
Gladys,
Gladys. Uh-huh.
and like I don't know, I'm like actually believing that there's like love and caring on that, like this
Mhm.
new family grouping, as opposed to
Mhm.
like the Carly Drew thing is so unbelievable.
Yeah, and you know,
But
that's funny you say that because I was thinking about like Michael and his never-ending grudge, because
oh
Sonny
yeah.
broke up the family. But I'm thinking, why would you think that Sonny and Carly, should like really be locked together forever,
Yeah, because it's a soap opera. Everybody's got to break up 8 million times. But yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, they were like the magic couple forever on there. So
But they
I don't know.
definitely had so many ups and downs, and she did have to kind of, put up with
Overlook a
his.
lot. Yeah.
And I mean, I know she thought, that was kinda cool, and she sorta bought into it, when she needed to, but yeah, there
Yeah, I
were
liked her better
sacrifices.
back then when she was
Yeah.
when she was
She
being
was
the mob
fierce.
boss and
Yeah.
yeah, she
Mhm.
was fierce and now we're all like new age crap and ugh,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
But
Ugh, I
anyway,
know.
I kind of feel like the supportiveness
Mhm.
of
Yeah.
Nina to Sonny and
Mhm.
I don't know, it like feels like those feel like real relationships now.
Yeah, and
Um
Gladys definitely seems like she would, really take a bullet for Sasha,
yeah,
you
I'm a
know?
little worried about her being the guardian
Her
though.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
that
kind of
could go wrong, but hopefully, not too wrong.
I don't know. It could get comic maybe. Um
Yeah,
We'll see. But I kinda
yeah.
like that little group of people.
Mhm.
Um, so I liked that. What else did I like? I like
I
what you
like
just said about Michael and his never-ending grudge. That would be another good children's book.
real life lessons as
Yeah,
pulled from America's favorite soap opera.
yeah.
I liked, when what's his name? Chase and Ned had a conversation
Okay. About whether
about.
he liked performing.
Yeah, I was glad Ned asked
Yeah,
him, how he felt about it. They knew how Brooklyn felt about it. And, I liked Chase, sort of, you could tell
kinda
he
being
was,
honest.
yeah. He's always going to be like a cop, I guess, whether that makes him less interesting or not. But,
He might
uh,
be the only interesting cop we've
yeah,
had.
that's true. Yeah.
I guess
Yeah. Although
Dante's fairly
Dante's
interesting.
still, Dante's still
Yeah,
good. Yeah. Yeah.
but,
But he
yeah,
could
and I
use,
hope
he
they
could
don't
use
break
somebody
them up.
else. Yeah. I know, I like
Jordan
them
Jordan
together.
remains I hate to go negative again already, but Jordan remains in this monotone,
Yeah.
not even monotone, but in that speech pattern issue
Mhm.
even throughout all of this. It's like enhancing the bad aspects of that Jordan to
Yeah,
have
even
this
when she did
investigation
raise her
going on.
voice, it kinda, like, I sort of recoiled. I kinda felt like, ugh, she just doesn't have, like, enough, I don't know, complexity really to
Yeah, yeah.
make you know that she's got more going on than just, her tone. I don't know.
Yeah, her pantsuit.
Yeah, yeah, and then you got that shrill ADA who just sort of
And
makes
is
it
she
worse.
do we know if is she in Victor's pocket or is she just uh a bad
Well,
person all on her own?
it didn't s he kinda made it sound like he hadn't paid her off yet, but he would be happy to, but she's the one, right? She was so ready to, like, lock Trina
Yeah,
up,
lock
so
Trina up, but I couldn't remember
yeah,
if we'd seen that she was actually connected to Victor or I guess
well,
you could explain her away just as an ambitious, politician trying to
yeah, yeah,
rise up in the ranks. I don't know. It
mhm,
happens
but
on Hill Street Blues sometimes too.
so it didn't surprise you too much,
Actually, I'm
yeah.
kind of sad because we watched the final Hill Street Blues the other day and
Oh, that's too bad, Gia, and
yeah.
it's unfortunate there have been no TV shows recorded after that, so
I know. And then we kind of argued, the old man and I, about whether they knew that was going to be the final episode or not.
ah, uh-huh, uh-huh.
It's hard to find stuff like that out like this many years later.
That's
Um,
too bad because you found so much out about hairspray.
I looked it up and I did find a few, like something like, Hill Street Blues goes out with a whimper or something like that. But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
hard
yeah.
to know, like, did they know and was that,
Was that a
did they make that
deliberate
their,
whimper or
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
because it was a fairly low key ending. I feel like they knew. Um,
Okay. Uh-huh.
but anyway. No,
Well,
I mean,
endings are
I'm
tricky.
into Saint Elsewhere.
Yeah, I love St.
Um,
Elsewhere.
but
Mhm.
if for some reason the old man's turned against that, so I have to watch it on the
Ah,
sly.
that's
I
too
know
bad
it's
for
hard to
you.
predict what he's gonna like and not
It
like.
is hard to predict.
Like when
It's
you kept sending us all those Netflix movies that he
I
hated so
know.
much.
I know. I wish you would just give me your login information one more time because I would like to right that wrong. Uh,
Oops, I gotta get rid of a phone call here.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about him. He's a problem child.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well, someday you'll find another show that you both enjoy. Um,
Maybe. We
I
both
would
like
suggest yeah.
what's it called? The Great on Hulu, but
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
hasn't renewed it. Well, it's renewed, but the new season isn't on yet, so.
Right. And is he's not much of a sitcom guy, is he?
Not as much as you and I.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, because I would give a very hearty plug to Superstore. That's an awesome sitcom.
Is that on Hulu?
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I
I might
think it
check
should
that
be.
out.
Maybe it's switch over
All
to
right.
Peacock. I don't know, but that's a really funny show. Anyway, okay, so we had let's see, Robert and Diane, and then Holly. Oh yeah, I had in my notes. Epi takes MCATs, so that's Epiphany takes MCATs.
You
Uh,
took notes. That's cute. Aw.
and so yeah, Lucy missing. Not much more to say about that, really. I guess.
Willow, anything to say about Willow? Do you think she's going to break down and tell Michael what's going on?
Well, it seemed like I was kind of hoping she was going to collapse in the kitchen when Michael was fighting with Ned, but
Yeah.
instead she ran off and found Holly. So
Yeah,
it
that was
was
bizarre that she would scream like that. I guess knowing that there's a murderess about might explain that, but I was like, God, it's just a person. Seemed a little
just a
excessive.
person. It's just a
Yeah.
lady in your boathouse.
Just a lady in your boathouse. Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
That's a euphemism for something.
Is that a lady in your boathouse? Um, I had something else to
That doesn't really
say and
work.
I've lost it. I
um,
lost
hmm.
it. Oh, they had her wearing a maternity top, but they had no baby bump yet. It was just like, so, well,
Oh.
that's an ugly shirt. Are you pregnant or is that just an ugly shirt?
I did like, speaking of outfits, I liked Olivia's sort of shiny dress. It was kind
Was
of
she wearing kind
mod.
of
It
a
was a
wrap
little,
dress or something?
yeah, it was a little sort of hippie retro pattern or something, but
All right.
I
Okay.
thought
You
she
like a
pulled it off
pattern.
nicely. I do like a
Okay.
pattern. I've said that before. I'll say it
Oh, I
again.
know what else I like. Sorry. I
That's
like
okay.
Esme being locked up.
Yeah, although I feel like Nicholas is such an idiot every time he goes into that room with her. Don't you
He's an
think?
idiot whether he's in the room or out of the room.
I know, even if he's talking to her through the door, I feel like she could get to him somehow, you know?
Yeah,
You
she's
you
much more clever than he is,
yeah, how
but
does
I
he
like that it's turning him into a darker character
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's making her vaguely more sympathetic.
Very, very vaguely. Not
I mean,
much.
just vaguely, just a petite, just a little tiny bit more sympathetic.
And why can't he tell, of course, this is because it's a soap opera, but why can't he loop Ava into the fact that he's got Esme locked up?
Well, because he'd have to tell her that she's pregnant. That's gonna be Ava's gonna go through the roof.
I'm afraid I'm afraid he's not gonna really be able to escape his fate regardless, right?
I mean, she just needs to dump him, Ava. Like
Yeah,
it would
that
be
would be
something if he went completely dark and did team
mhm.
up with Esme and raised an evil baby like Rosemary's Baby and
I don't know if
became like a
Esme would
true
last.
Cassadine through and through.
Yeah, can you picture Esme, like, having to, like, change diapers and stuff?
Well, they have plenty of help for that sort of thing. I can picture her being like the queen of the manor for sure.
Oh god, yeah. But what
Did you
happens
see
when
Rosemary's
Spence
Baby back in the day?
Yes, very scary. I can only watch movies like that once.
I was gonna say because you're not the scary movie type, but you did watch it.
No.
It's very scary, quite
Very
disturbing.
scary. Yes. Yes. They used to show scary movies like after in the after school hour. So every now and
Yeah,
then
that's
you'd
kind of
catch like an
weird,
old
huh?
Betty Davis movie and scare the shit out of you.
Yeah. Like, did you ever see a
Um,
movie called Let's Scare Jessica to Death? That one scared me to death.
oh gosh, I don't think so.
Oh, okay, don't watch it.
Okay, thank you. Um, where were we?
Yeah, you got anything
Esme.
else?
I felt like I did. I did, and it got knocked right out of my head. Um, huh.
By a pomegranate.
A pomegranate. Oh dear. Yeah, Nicholas Esme in their little castle there. Oh, I was gonna say what happens when Spencer gets out of the clink.
Oh, okay, that was the other thing I liked. Thank you so much. Gosh, what a
Book.
friend you are.
Thank
Um,
you, Gia. I try
what
to
a
be.
pal you are. Um, we had Spencer and
Mhm.
Cyrus in the
Yes.
library. This
Cyrus
is
is
like
I as much as I
mystery.
can't stand that guy, he's doing a pretty good job these days.
Excellent job. He's doing an excellent job. I like
Yeah.
him. He's
Yeah.
good. Um,
And if he's faking
yeah.
it, he's doing a pretty good job of faking it.
Well, and that's the tricky thing is that you really can't tell.
You
Like,
really cannot
and
tell.
he may have himself fooled and think that he's
Right,
saved,
right,
but he's
that's
still
true.
evil through and through, you know? So it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
saved, but in an evil, like using Bible verses, but still
Right,
evil.
right, yeah. Mhm.
And I feel like Spencer's probably going to go under his protection and get sucked into this,
Yeah, I
whatever.
can't
I don't
tell
know.
because I feel like Spencer's definitely smarter than Nicholas at this
Oh,
point.
yeah. Well, that's not, everybody's smarter than Nicholas. I mean, you really,
No.
that's a low bar there.
Even Norman, our beloved
Norman. No,
security guy.
Norman may not be. I don't know about Book either. Book doesn't strike me
Book.
as Book. Did you like Spencer's little mustachio?
He's got an interesting look going there, definitely. They
I
must
think
have
he
fun
works
with
at I think
that.
he works at the convenience store around the corner here.
That's what he looks like. He looks like
I
the
also
guy
thought
that
it was
yeah.
weird that they kept talking about how big his uniform was, like he's getting, and I was
Mhm.
like, that looked like it fit just about right to me.
Didn't they say, like, in the early days of his sentence that that's what they had done? Like, some of these guys had, like, made him forced him to wear a big uniform or something? I can't
Yeah,
remember
but I
what
didn't think it looked that big, is what I'm saying.
oh, maybe he's grown into it, I don't know.
All the starch. There's a
All
lot of
the
starch.
yeah, all the delicious meals. I think they
They
have a
don't let you
buffet.
do they don't
Yeah.
let you do keto really in prison, probably.
No.
But yeah, I really like Cyrus. I hope he sticks around.
I like how Spencer can sort of spar with him,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? I mean,
And
because
I'm
like,
hoping Laura, I hope he stays around for Laura to come back because they were great together.
that would be
Um,
interesting if Laura came back while he was still in prison with Cyrus.
yeah, yeah, and like she would be freaked out by that whole interaction.
Oh, yeah. See,
Yeah.
this is another thing that's sort of inexplicable that she's stayed away, and I'm sure there's plenty of reasons behind the scenes why she's not there, but, you know,
Summer vacay.
summer
Um,
vacay. And I
I
was
guess it's
thinking
almost November, but
yeah, yeah. Although they who knows how long they tape ahead. But I was also thinking when we were talking about sparring, um, Nicholas cannot spar with Victor.
no, no.
And it's like he always feel like, oh God, he's gonna spill the beans if he talks to Victor for a minute longer, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I
It's-
mean, he's a likable young man, Nicholas,
yeah,
but
sure,
yeah,
sure. I'm
he's
kind of fond of him, very much for, sort of not legitimate reasons, but I do I
okay.
kind of root for him,
All right. I don't know if we need to delve into that right now, but
No,
yeah,
Susie
he's not a match for really any other character on the show.
me not even Violet. Yeah, I feel like even little Violet could sort of clean him out.
Probably, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, well, Willow. I don't know.
Maybe Willow. Maybe Willow, yeah.
Although Willow can get her back up sometimes. She can.
That's true. Yeah,
Mm, I don't know.
yeah.
Anyway, so there's a few things to like. We got a little positive there at the end.
I guess we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
We
I
learned
think
about
what we
hairspray. Did your mother
yeah.
use hairspray? I mean, did you know about hairspray?
I was aware of hairspray. Her mother used hairspray, and she had Alzheimer's. So I think in our minds we were thinking there might be a link. So
Oh,
maybe
geez,
that's
because
why we didn't.
my mother used Aquanet like crazy, and she had Alzheimer's. So
Yeah, yeah.
maybe we're
So
onto something there.
who knows?
Um, mm, 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 mm.
But
The
yeah,
old man
shit.
recalls like riding in the back of the old Woody station wagon, and you couldn't even see over his mother's head because the beehive was so tall. The car filled with cigarette smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I had a roommate in, I guess it was, yeah, sometime in college. Yeah, it might have been when I was in an undergrad, but she used a ton of hairspray and she would get up in the morning and like apply it and the cloud would drift over to my side of the room and it was very, very, very difficult to tolerate.
Noxious, yeah. I don't think I
Yeah.
used a lot of it. I was more during the mousse era, and I do remember that.
Yeah.
Like you'd put it in your hair wet, and then your hair would just be crunchy.
I know.
Like your head was like a big package of ramen noodles the rest of the day.
What a good idea. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Anyway,
Anyway,
good
Gia.
times.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I was thinking that all of the things that we've discussed and everything that happened over the last week or so, I think has driven home the point that it's very hard to write for a soap opera, I think.
Apparently, I
You
mean,
know, I think
I
it
think
takes
we
a special
rewrote that
skill.
beach scene with the wind problem just pretty effectively, just on off the top of our heads. And so I don't know how hard that would have
Scrunchy.
been.
In a word, scrunchy.
Scrunchy. I mean, like there could have been a really romantic way though for him to put her hair out of her face or something, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
instead it was like the elephant in the room that nobody would do anything about, and
It
everybody
just yeah,
watching
it
is
went
like,
on too long, you
I was like,
know?
oh my god, your hair is totally in your face,
I was just
and
whipping in her face and
it
yeah,
must have been annoying to her. She must have been like, why am I doing this scene? No, it's like
right,
it was
right.
ridiculous.
I mean, she's very good, but, even a very good
Yeah,
actress
can't
has a hard
overcome
time
all
with a
of that.
whipping wind like
God.
that, yeah. Shit.
And also pretend to be interested in
And
Drew,
that guy, yeah, that
that
stiff.
guy. Ugh,
Man, oy.
boy.
Yeah. There was some real
Anyway,
real inane comments coming out of that guy's
inane.
mouth
That's a
on the
good
beach.
word. Yeah.
It's like, "Oh,
Did you want to
come
tell
on."
everybody about your birthday present?
Sure, Gia. Thank you. Gia sent me a lovely T-shirt that says it has a picture of our beloved Franco, his face, and it says Francophile, which is
It
what
was between
probably means.
that and there was one with Ava with a martini.
Ah, that would be a good gift for you, I guess, is what you're hinting at.
Yeah, it could
Okay,
be, but
okay.
it's kind of a cool company, so I'm hoping that it was a good
They sound
choice
like
because
people
it's
we'd
like
like
a
to have lunch with.
yeah, well, it's like a what would you call it? Uh, it's like artists from all over like that
Mhm.
are gathered under this website,
Uh-huh.
so you can look up any topic, and then it's, I don't know, they must get a portion of whatever they make there, but it's
Mhm.
sold through that company, but it's not the same. It's like, I don't know, I was thinking you'd be good at designing t-shirts for them.
What's the name of the company, Gia? Do you want to give them a plug?
Yeah, I think it's called T Public. T
T
Public.
Public.
So I was just
Okay.
looking up General Hospital themed t-shirts, and it came
Uh-huh.
up,
Uh-huh.
but they had all
Okay.
kinds of t-shirts. So
Yeah, I'll have to look more into that. Yeah, because it's a good T-shirt. Definitely is. Perfect. If we could only
okay,
get our
good.
dear Franco back, because even that like Gatlin Holt guy, there's something about I don't know, it's hard to know like who that guy is, you know?
I don't even think that actor is all that invested in that
No,
guy.
he doesn't really seem to be trying very hard.
No, he's probably
Probably
like, why the
thinking I'm
hell?
just
Where the
getting
hell am I
paid for
not
walking
Franco
around this
anymore?
hospital hall.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to me like he came on strong in the beginning, and now he's
Mhm.
like, they're doing nothing with this guy. So
Yeah, that must be frustrating.
I
and
know.
still, it just really makes you wonder why they decided to make this
I
switch.
know. Why, oh, why? Like, I hope we don't
Why?
go to our graves without solving that mystery. Like, like that would be worse than having our cemetery removed to put an access road through to
To
the
a
beach.
beach. Which I would be all for. If you need to move my body to get to the beach, go right
Yeah, I
ahead.
was thinking like that whole
Roll
thing
me
made me
over.
realize like I need to tell somebody what my desire is
Yeah.
for my remains, which is
So
simply to be like composted
that's
in the backyard if possible, you know. But
yeah. I guess that storyline served its purpose if
I
we're
guess so.
realizing we need to make our wishes known.
I was
Thank
hoping
you,
they'd go
General
Big
Hospital.
Lebowski with the ashes, but they did not.
Well,
But
I was thinking, God, if she opens that urn in that wind, it's going
I
straight into her
know,
mouth,
I know.
you know?
It also made me wonder about the legality of scattering ashes. I know it's like not totally kosher everywhere, but
Yeah, see, now it's interesting you chose not to look that up.
well, there's time. I mean, I kind of want to check it out for my own purposes, you know.
You
I don't
sure are
picture a lot of
fun.
people gathering at my gravestone to mourn or anything, you know. So I like, what's the
Oh,
point? So you know what I
well,
mean? So
yeah, I do. Well, I think you'll have a little bit of a turnout.
well,
But
maybe a
whether
turnout
you
for a ceremony, but I don't see like over the years everyone will be making the trek to my
and
grave, you know.
having
Like,
those, like, moving monologues addressed to your headstone, you don't
yeah, I
think
don't
I'll
see
be
that
kneeling in
happening.
front of your headstone like, "Oh,
Putting
Gia."
the coins on and that kind of stuff, the rocks. And no,
Just
I don't see any of that happening. So
no, I don't really
um,
know. There's not too many people that really need a spot, I think, a
yeah,
permanent spot
I just don't
on the
want to
earth.
clog up the works, you know.
Right,
Um,
right. I'd prefer,
so
I
and I
guess,
feel
to
like
have a
I'm
golf course built
decomposing like
over
as
me.
we speak. So if we could just speed it up with a little
That's
lime or
true.
something.
That's a good point, yeah. Where
Yeah.
there's not gonna be much to bury. It's gonna be all, like mine's gonna be just like sugar. I'm gonna be like a donut. Like, where do we put this big donut?
This is a cheerful way to end the podcast.
Good night, everybody.
So the moral of this story is get your final wishes straight.
Yes, yes. Your
Uh,
final wish is straight. That's right.
all right. Well, guess we've I don't know. We sort of covered the week.
Yeah,
I
in
apologize
sort
for
of
being
a
gone.
haze.
I hope our little extra segment we did was a massive hit with everyone. I don't know.
Well, I think we should apologize for that too. Look, thinking about
Okay.
the singing we had to do to, like,
Oh
refresh.
yeah, to identify the
That
songs.
was
Pretty
and,
bad. Yep.
I know you can sing if you want to, but I don't think you wanted to in that episode.
It's a fairly selective thing I do.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah,
for everyone.
so I'm sure we probably lost a bunch of people, and,
Not really for
hopefully
anyone.
not permanently, but,
I
yeah,
haven't
I'm
checked out our
trying to
stats.
yeah, I'm really hoping that somehow I can convince you, Gia, that this should be your number 1 priority.
Okay, all right, I'm on it. I'll
This and
pour
then
another gin
family.
and check out the stats in a minute.
Okay. Alright,
Okay,
Gia.
well, let's keep watching Hospital and hope that they listen to us and take a little bit of our advice
Or
here and
just,
there.
if they wanna give us a call, we're happy to provide a phone number, and we can, workshop some of these scripts they're
Workshop it. I
working
haven't heard
on.
that word in a long time. Aw, that brings back nice memories.
Aw.
Aw, workshop it.
We just need to glance at the script before they start to shoot it, that's all we're
Yeah,
asking.
yeah, I think that would be for the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I'm sure
All
they
right,
appreciate.
Keisha. Well, a happy belated birthday to you, and
Thanks, Gia.
go
Welcome
fix yourself
back.
another cocktail and
I think I gotta
enjoy.
figure out how to recover from this one.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All
And
right.
we'll do this again in a couple days.
Yeah, we'll try to get back on schedule, and thank you everybody for hanging in there with us.
Yeah, thank you if you are hanging in,
If you
even if
are,
you're not.
yeah.
Yeah,
If you're not, we don't blame you.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're calling it.
Okay, Gia. Okay. Good
All
night.
right. See you in a few days.
Okay. Bye.